From Imphal, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated multiple development projects worth over 1,200 crore rupees, marking a significant boost to Manipur's infrastructure and growth. While addressing the gathering, PM Modi extended his best wishes to the people of Manipur, emphasizing that the state is progressing at a rapid pace. He highlighted the accelerating development, particularly in road connectivity and highway construction, which continues on an upward trajectory. The Prime Minister also noted that Manipur is witnessing new opportunities emerging across various sectors, including science and technology, reflecting the state's evolving potential and growing contribution to India's development story. Importantly, he commended the vital role of women in driving this progress, stating that women are at the forefront of the state's development journey. Prime Minister Modi announced that the government has reduced GST rates, which will make everyday household items more affordable. He said this step will not only ease the cost of living for people, but also give a significant boost to tourism in the region. He further stressed that together everyone must work to lead Manipur on the path of peace and progress, and also congratulated the first woman PM of Nepal, Sushila Karki. He said, in India's path towards a Viksit Bharat, development of Manipur is also important. This is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said while addressing the gathering in Imphal in Manipur, where he inaugurated multiple development projects worth over rupees 1,200 crore, marking a significant boost to Manipur's infrastructure and growth. He emphasized on women empowerment. Addressing the gathering, PM Modi also extended his best wishes to the people of Manipur, emphasizing that the state is progressing at a rapid pace. He highlighted the accelerating development and particularly in road connectivity and highway construction, which continues on an upward trajectory. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated the first woman Prime Minister of Nepal, Sushila Karki, and also noted that Manipur is witnessing new opportunities emerging across various sectors, including science and technology, reflecting the state's evolving potential and growing contribution to India's development story. And senior journalist KG Suresh joins us on the broadcast. Sir, a very warm welcome to the broadcast. You know, we heard what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said today. Just a while back, he was addressing the gathering in Imphal. He promised everyone there when it comes to the development of Manipur. He said that the state is progressing with a rapid pace. What's your assessment of what Prime Minister said while addressing the gathering in Imphal?
Absolutely. You see, right from the word go, in fact, from the time, the moment he took over as the Prime Minister, Northeast has always been a priority for him.
Yeah.
In fact, from our Look East policy, he transformed it into Act East policy.
Yeah.
And, you know, in a way, it has become a gateway to our trade with even Southeast Asia. So, the entire Northeast has developed in an unprecedented manner. Perhaps, you know, no other Prime Minister in all the years since independence has visited that many times as much as the Prime Minister has visited the Northeast. In fact, each state in the last 11 years. The Northeast, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of peace, in terms of brokering negotiations with the insurgent groups, the NDA government had taken unprecedented steps, and virtually, yes, Manipur was a boiling point, and I think today's visit was a kind of a healing touch provided by the Prime Minister. And as somebody who believes in walking the talk, I think the Prime Minister came with a lot of, you know, projects for Manipur, and he not only interacted with you know, only the people in the valley, but also he went to Churachandpur. He had interactions with you know, people from the Kuki Zo community.
And sir, there were some emotional moments. Sir, there were some emotional moments as well. You know, while Prime Minister Narendra Modi was interacting with the youth.
He is a father figure.
Yeah.
And somebody and people felt that this, with him we can bare our hearts, we can share our concerns with him, and
Yeah.
he is somebody who would listen to us and he will do something. You see, you should read the statement which the Kuki Zo community came out with. They said that everybody should cooperate because the Prime Minister is coming. We want an opportunity to talk to him. We want to listen to him. We want to know what is it in his mind. The same is true for Meitei community also. So I think that everybody is hopeful that with his personal presence, his intervention, things are going to improve. And certainly, you see, economy is a great leveler. When there is economic progress, then I think a lot of differences also, this differences often is caused by lack of development, and the Prime Minister understands that like anything. So
Yeah.
you see, today he connected for the first time. You had Azol now coming on the India's railway map,
Which is a big
I
thing
mean, which
because
is a big thing.
India's railway system, India's railway network is the heart of
Absolutely,
is at the heart of
absolutely,
Indian
and
transport.
whether it is Manipur, whether it is Mizoram, whether it is Arunachal Pradesh, whether it is Sikkim, they all got their airports for the first time.
Yeah.
So Northeast, whether in terms of road, in terms of airlines, in terms of rail connectivity, in terms of roads. I have been to Azol as a former Director General of Indian Institute of Mass Communication. We
Okay.
have a campus there, which was also inaugurated by the Honorable President. And the Prime Minister, the Azol was such a congested place. And today, that bypass has been, he has laid the foundation stone, and this bypass is going to be immensely helpful in easing the congestion in Azol. So, I mean, there is so much of focus that once, it was so difficult to, I have traveled it before this government also came to power, and I have seen the very pitiable, condition of roads in Arunachal Pradesh and in Northeast, and today you have 8-lane highways, 6-lane highways, and the entire scenario has changed. And certainly, please, when you have roads, railways, when you have all these infrastructural projects,
Definitely.
it opens up opportunity for the northeastern
Indeed.
youth,
Yeah. Correct.
in a big way.
Yeah, and also goes on to show, sir, that how committed Prime Minister Narendra Modi is when it
Yes,
comes to the
absolutely.
development of the northeastern region.
He is very passionate about it. In fact,
Yeah.
from his Red Fort address, or whether it is his Man Ki Baat, he keeps exhorting the people from the rest of the country
You're
to
absolutely
visit
right.
Northeast.
Yeah.
He says that if you are using LTC, you use your LTC. He has exhorted government servants
Indeed.
to visit the Northeast,
Okay.
and to buy products from there. He himself wears northeastern attire, and he promotes it himself, and he has encouraged people to promote it, to visit that place, and that also bridges the emotional gap
Definitely.
between the northeast and the rest of the country.
Definitely.
So this is also important.
Indeed. I'll come back to you, sir, in a moment. But right now, we've been also joined by our correspondent, Nando Singh, who is joining us from Imphal on phone line. Nando, take us through the development projects which Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated today and laid the foundation stone of.
Yes,
Nando.
the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he has laid the foundation stone for the projects over rupees 7,300 crore, and the projects, and he has inaugurated projects worth over rupees 1,200 crore. And this, I think, this means a lot for the people of Manipur, and I think it indicates that Prime Minister's, continued commitment and the dedication for the development of the state of Manipur, which has been devastating for the last 2 years, according to the ethnic clashes. And I think the people of Manipur know, and I think that this is a very big step taken by the minister, Prime Minister, and we must welcome this step. And I think that this is this kind of thing which has given to the people of Manipur this will be remembered by, I think, the people of Manipur for the days to come. And but apart from the,
Okay,
apart from the project inauguration, he has talked about IDPs, and he has interacted with IDPs, I mean that internally displaced persons who are in the relief camps, and he has personally met those people, and that is a very nice gesture, I think, from the Honorable Prime Minister of Manipur.
Definitely, and we saw those visuals also, Nando. Yeah, definitely, we saw those visuals, Nando, and some emotional moments were there. Okay, hold on. Okay, we'll get back to you, Nando, but we have with us our guest, KG Suresh. He's a senior journalist. Sir, we talked about the various development projects which Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated today, development projects in the northeastern region, particularly in Mizoram and Manipur. So, ranging from railways to highways and other sectors, what's your assessment, when it comes to region's path of development?
Yes, absolutely. You see, please remember one thing. Once the infrastructure is in place, it opens up avenues for jobs, for startups. Today, Northeast has so many startups which was unthinkable.
Right.
And today the youngsters get so many opportunities. You see, the moment you bring about a railway station, what happens is the people get to travel from that place in a much more, it was so difficult. I remember going to Azol till recently, I had to first go to Kolkata, and from Kolkata I had to take another flight too. So for the people of Northeast who are now working across India, you can find them particularly in the hospitality sector. A lot of our girls from Northeast, a lot of our boys from Northeast are working all over the country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. For them, traveling should not become a big, problem. Now this, what happens is that once the trains are in place, it is a cheaper mode of transport compared to airline.
Yes.
Though under the Udan scheme, the Prime Minister has, always wanted that people from even wearing Hawai chappals to travel by Hawai Jahaz. That is his concept,
Yeah.
But even train facility, and then when train is there, then the freight, the goods, are able to send fruits and vegetables and so much of horticultural products of the Northeast to the rest of the country. Travel has become so easier. It promotes tourism like anything. You have people today, even in India, rest of the country also, a lot of people from middle class families also want to, but air travel sometimes becomes a little expensive. But train, that would promote tourism like anything. Today they would be able, now you have a direct Rajdhani between Azol and Delhi. Similarly between Azol and Kolkata. And then look at the Manipur Bhavans that have been inaugurated, both in Delhi and in your Kolkata. So you have patients traveling there, and they are unable to afford the kind of expenses in lodging and accommodation. Now for them, you have these hostels. Then you have working women's hostel. A large number of women in Northeast, work. You have a matriarchal society in many parts of Northeast. So women are a very strong workforce there. So for them, these facilities have been, so it's a 360-degree view of development, where you are not just looking at infrastructure, but also in terms of other facets. I mean, for example, the EMA market for women in Manipur, if you go to Manipur, Imphal, you have that women's market. Now these women's market are being set up in different districts, and the government is, setting up these markets. So that would encourage a lot of women to, it would contribute to generating employment.
Definitely.
That is important. Then in terms of education, more and more facilities are being opened up. So that means skill development is being taken care of. Sports, there's a national sports university there. And Northeast has a lot of potential when it comes to sports, and they have immensely contributed to, from Mary Com to, you name it. You have so many sports persons who have brought laurels for the country, won Olympic medals.
They are pride of our nation, sir, definitely.
Absolutely. So,
We let's just talk about railways a bit more. You just talked about how the railway network has flourished when it comes to northeast region, and also when it comes to the connectivity from Aizawl, Delhi. Ease of comfort, ease of traveling for the people in the northeastern region. I want to ask you that now that Mizoram is connected to the entire India, it's a big thing for the people of Northeast, through this railway network. How significant it is according to you, number one, and how much will it add to the Indian economy, which is soon, which is set to become the third largest in the world?
absolutely. You see, no doubt that, once you have the roadways and the railways in place, industrialization is another collateral development. So people today, if you have access, people would like to set up industries in places where you have road connectivity, you have rail connectivity, you have to send your produce to different parts of the country. Agricultural produce, horticultural produce, sericulture, I mean, you name it. Today, Northeast, from tea gardens to, you have a lot of potential in the Northeast. But they have remained untapped because you did not have the infrastructure. Things would get, ruined within a couple of days, the agriculture, the crops, and unless they are immediately sorted out and sent out. So now, thanks to these railway projects, today they are able to send goods to across the country within a short notice, and it is affordable, and earlier, even reaching by road was such a huge problem.
Indeed.
And we always, and that was one reason I have no hesitation in saying that, for this alienation. This alienation between the Northeast and the rest of the country, one of the reasons was that there was hardly any connectivity. I mean, going to Northeast was certainly not an option for the people in the North going to South, and for the people in the South going to North. These were the limited options within the country. But thanks to increased connectivity,
Indeed.
today, Northeast is an option, and Northeast is so beautiful. In terms of its heritage, its culture, its monuments, its natural landscapes, everybody would love to go there. And, and their culture, vibrant culture, then music festivals, from Hornbill festivals to you name it. The Shillong is the capital of, music. So, every year there are festivals which are happening, and I'm sure that people from all over the country, you have a large youth population which is, which loves music.
Yeah.
And they would love to go to the Northeast to take part
I
in
agree.
these festivals, but that was not possible because of lack of infrastructural, support. But thanks to increasing over the last 11 years, and please remember, at the end of the day, one of the reasons why we could not put up a strong resistance to the Chinese aggression in 1962 was that we just did not have the infrastructure to move our troops when the Chinese invaded. So it is important, and today you have infrastructural products going right till the border. The Sikkim airport, for example, is hardly 30 kilometers from the Chinese border. So these are useful even for the military, who can, in terms of any crisis situation, they can move faster to the place and provide defense to the people, our people. And particularly, Northeast is a very sensitive place, because it has international borders with so many countries, So if in the absence of infrastructure, in the absence of, proper education, health, it is but natural that, there could be forces inimical to India who will try to create a narrative of discrimination, a narrative of, alienation that could be brought about. And once you have development, people would say themselves that, we are far well off here. And so the emphasis on peace also. So over the last 11 years, you would see that so many talks and agreements have been signed upon, which focuses on bringing about peace in Northeast. Today, when I tell my family that I'm going to Northeast, there is no concern as such about my safety.
Indeed. Indeed.
That they
I
feel
understand.
that yes, safety is not an issue. Safety and security is not an issue.
Definitely.
Okay. The same will hold in terms of how difficult it is to reach, but thanks to infrastructure now, that is also not an issue. Health, the best of hospitals are there. You have universities like Nehu, and you have a lot of institutions like I said, IIMC is there, and many other IITs have come up. IIT AIMS has been set up in the Northeast. So the people of Northeast don't have to now travel all the way to Delhi or Mumbai or Kolkata, which used to be their preferred destination for either education or health related issues. Thanks to this development in all fields, today they have become self-reliant, and that economically empowers them. So for the basic requirements, they don't have to travel very far. So that is the entire focus, that development reaches the last man. That is the whole focus.
Definitely, the region is witnessing development in every sector, especially push when it comes to road infrastructure. We have witnessed a massive push in that. So how do you assess this development when it comes to road infrastructure in terms of India's vision of self-reliance and also Viksit Bharat 2047?
Yes, absolutely. You see, as I said, that Northeast is being seen as the gateway to our business with Southeast Asia. When we are looking at Southeast Asia, we are looking at Myanmar, we are looking at Thailand, we are looking at, a lot many countries. And our people in Northeast also share ethnically also commonalities with them, and culturally also there are commonalities which brings us together, which binds them with the Northeast. Now, what happens is that let us utilize this goodwill for building strong bonds with the Southeast Asian countries, you see, and also a corridor where if you have roads leading up to the border, it makes sense that we have more international trade through the land routes. We are not dependent on only the sea route.
Correct.
That you have to go to Kolkata to take your products to other countries. You have road routes, land routes are available. Otherwise most of Northeast was landlocked. It had no outlet to the sea. And they were all dependent on Kolkata for all their sea related traffic trade. Now thanks to the construction of roads which can drive you up to Myanmar and further, I think that it opens immense opportunities for the Northeast to emerge as the I would say the hub of trade and commerce in the entire Southeast Asia. You can attract a lot of tourists because, as I said, cultural affinities are there, ethnic affinities are there, and certainly they can certainly attract a lot of tourists from Southeast Asia. So that way, in terms of trade, in terms of traffic, and then that means that any footfall in India, in any part of the country, is benefiting India only, and we are at 7.2%. We are the fastest growing economy in the world today.
Yeah, correct.
And the Prime Minister is looking at not only Viksit Bharat but also a 5 trillion economy very soon. And that we are, we would be able to reach only if all areas of our country, all regions of our country develop. You cannot afford to have, so that is why, like a father or a parent gives more emphasis to the child who is weak. Northeast has always been a victim of politics, and over the last 11 years, it was seen as a very weak child, in the family.
Correct.
And so the Prime Minister has been giving it booster doses to ensure that it gets a level playing field. The people of Northeast are very enterprising, very hardworking.
Yeah, correct.
And they can, if given an opportunity, they can, compete with anyone in the world. And I think that these kind of facilities, which was their, I would say their weakness, their, disadvantage, that they don't have that facilities. Today, you are getting ready for the future. Today, a lot of, in terms of road, in terms of railway, in terms of air connectivity, in terms of industrialization, in terms of education, in terms of health, you have so many things that have been set up there that, they can, they have the potential to change the entire Northeast.
Correct.
The economy of the Northeast, the social gathering of the Northeast, the sustainable, development in Northeast.
Yeah. All right, sir. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you.